Welcome to the castle. My name is Nightsaber Z42 and this is Character Vault, a series where I go through the character creation process from start to finish in various tabletop role-playing games. And today we're going to be taking a look at Aether Nexus. This is fantasy mixed with mecha, so expect to build a actual organic character and a mech. So let's pop this book open and see what the whole process entails. Now, in order to create your character, you are going to need a character sheet, although you could get by with using just an index card, which is rather interesting. In addition to that, if you want to roll for some things, you'll also need some dice. D6, D8, a D12, and a D20. Anyways, in order to create your knight, the first thing you're going to do is allocate some aspects. Then you're going to choose your kin, you'll choose a name, create a background, choose your frame, choose a moniker, which is a name for your frame, choose an augment and a boon, and then you're going to choose your weapons. In addition to that, you are creating your character with your group, and so your group is going to be called a nexus. And for your nexus, you'll actually choose an origin and a banner together with your other friends. Let's talk about the four aspects. You have stone, flux, aether, and hearth. Your strength, fortitude, and resilience are measured in stone, named for the interminable fragments upon which all kin stand. When you act aggressively, wield your physical might, and stand resilient against peril, you roll for stone. Your swiftness, grace, and cunning are measured in flux, named for the ever-shifting currents of force upon which Iskara drifts. When you adapt to worsening odds, strike from afar, and move as the wind, you roll flux. Your knowledge, wisdom, and awareness are measured in aether, named for the otherworldly currents flowing through reality. When you sift through secrets, recall deep lore, and reach through reality, you roll aether. Your personality, courage, and presence are measured in hearth, named for the light and warmth of community. When you rally the hopeless, uphold your honor, and exude the warmth of the coarsen, you roll hearth. In order to allocate our aspects, we're going to use a standard array, 8, 10, 12, and 13, and we're going to spread that throughout our four aspects. For now, I'm going to put the 13 in hearth, the 12 in stone, the 10 in aether, and the 8 in flux. Next, we get to choose a kin, and there's actually a wide variety of kin in this book. We have the Buffarog. These are like a frog people, or frog people, turtle people, salamander people. Honestly, don't know what distinguishes them into this category, but you get the idea. We have the Chimru, which are like insectoid people. The Cloven are mutants. I believe these are the dominant kin in Iskara. There are no humans, by the way, or any of your standard fantasy races here. We have the Glyphics, which are like living stones. The Caldron, which are, I believe, mist. Like they're the smoke, but they have to keep their essence inside armor and stuff like that. We have the Mycodri, which are mushroom people, or fungi, I guess, that attach themselves to other objects. We have the Tuscarin, which are walrus people. And we have the Kai. I don't know. Anyways, we are going to choose the Buffarog as our main kin. And the Buffarog, they get two abilities. They are unkillable, so if you would take damage, you can roll your Nexus die and reduce the damage by the result. And we have a Nexus Surge, combined assault. Choose an engaged knight. You each immediately make a free attack with favor on the roll. On a success, you each automatically deal max damage. I am going to choose one of the names listed here. I have chosen Grux. Next is our background, and there are a few number of tables that we can roll on to help us with that. We're going to be rolling for an origin, a bond, a code, a hindrance, and a founding. So let's grab our dice and we'll get to rolling. First up is the origin, and that requires a D8. So let's see what we roll. A 5, a squire. You served an etheric knight and learned much. Next is our bond, and that will take a D6. We rolled a 6, unearthed. you reclaimed this Radis and restored it. The Radis, by the way, is our mecha. Next is our code, and that's a D8 roll. We rolled a 4. Protect. Stand in defense of Iskara and her people. Our hindrance is next, and that requires a D6, and we've rolled a 1. Ailment. The echoes of a past illness or injury reverberate still. That's going to be a tough one, because don't frogs regrow limbs? Maybe that's a salamander. I don't know. Anyways, next is the founding, and that's another D6 roll, and we rolled a 4. Fated. Like it or not, you know your destiny lies in this nexus. Next, we get to choose our mecha frame, and there are 8 different ones to choose from, and I actually really do like the aesthetics here, and they each do something different. We have the Bastion, which is like a protector, the Dragoon, which is a striker, the Enigma, the Ettercap, the Imp, the Magus, the Omen, and the Sunderer. We are going to choose the Bastion. It definitely goes with us wanting to protect others, as the Bastion is a Guardian type character. Now, each of these frames will actually increase a few or a couple of our aspects. For the Bastion, we get +1 to stone and +2 to hearth. In addition to that, we have energy and 3 different resource dice: armor, damage, and nexus. So we'll mark those down on our character sheet. There are 2 abilities with the Bastion. We have Guardian. When an engaged knight would take damage, you can choose to roll your armor die to absorb damage for them. And we have Bulwark. As an activation, become fortified. This effect lasts until you take a maneuver or roll your nexus die. In addition, while fortified, you can use an interaction to make an engaged knight fortified. By the way, fortified means you take half damage from ranged attacks. Next, we're going to choose a moniker, and this is what we're going to call our mecha. Our moniker is going to be Eclipse. Next up is our Augment. Augments represent the ongoing customization of your apparatus, affixing new machinery and upgrades to push the capabilities of your armor. We get to choose 1 augment for character creation, but you'll also notice that there are 2 abilities associated with each of the augments. We get to choose one of those. We can purchase the other one with arsenal points later as we level up or gain experience. There are 13 different augments, and each one has 2 different abilities, so you can do the math on that one. For our augment, we are going to choose the Flame Culverin. Aether ignites as it leaves your apparatus, creating a stream of arcane flame hot enough to melt steel and stone. And we can either choose Flaming Weapon or Project Flame. I am going to choose the Flaming Weapon. As an activation, code a weapon in flame, either yours or an engaged knight. Roll your Nexus die. The weapon deals 1d4 damage in addition to its normal damage. If this damage die rolls max, the damage becomes ongoing, then the flame dissipates. This effect persists until it dissipates in this way, or until you use this ability again. Very nice. To go alongside the augments, we have Boons. Boons represent your knight's martial training and learned magical abilities, both within the tether pod and on foot. A boon can manifest as a spell, a piece of arcane tech, or an innate gift. Again, we can purchase new boons by spending arsenal points when we gain experience. And there are 38 different boons in this book. The boon that I am going to take is Chasm Strike. As an interaction, test stone. If you succeed, your current span gains the Crumbling Peril. Then roll your Nexus die. Crumbling is a peril that affects the area of the battlefield. For Crumbling, we test Flux, or take 1d6 damage and become staggered. And staggered allows you to take 1 fewer action on your turn. So something that we really want to use to hinder our opponents. Last but not least, we get to choose our weapons. Now during character creation, we can either choose a weapon and shield or 2 weapons. I'm going to choose a weapon and a shield. And weapons come in either melee or ranged weapons. For melee weapons, we have axes, blades, bludgeons, and spears. And for ranged weapons, we have bows, cannons, and casters. Each of these weapons, by the way, have a different ability. I'm going to take Blades, and its effect is deal critical damage on rolls of 1 or 2. For the shield, we can either choose Buckler or Tower. A Buckler gives +1 to armor die rolls, and Tower gives +3 to armor die rolls, and tests made to retreat are hindered. Since we are never going to retreat because retreating is for losers, we are going to choose the Tower Shield. And that's really it for creating a character. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the final character sheet. And here we have Grux's character sheet. He is unkillable and he has the boon Chasm Strike. He was a squire to somebody powerful way back in the day, and he unearthed his apparatus. He wants to protect those around him, but some sort of an ailment, perhaps an injury, still haunts him to this day. But he believes that he is fated to be in this Nexus, which we're not quite part of yet because I don't have anybody to play with. Anyways, he is a Buffarog, and the moniker of his apparatus is Eclipse. By the way, his apparatus frame is the Bastion. The Eclipse wields a blade and a tower shield, and it does have a Nexus Surge called Combined Assault. For frame abilities, we have Guardian and Bulwark, and for our augment, we have Flame Culverin, and we've chosen the Flaming Weapon. Our Stone score is 13, our Flux score is 8, our Aether score is 10, and our Hearth score is 15. Our damage die is a d6, our energy is 12, our Nexus die is d6, and our armor die is d12, but with our Tower Shield, we get to add +3 to that. And really, that's everything there is to creating a character in Aether Nexus. Feel free to leave a comment down below. If you've created a character in this system, tell me who you created. Also, give this video a huge thumbs up to support this series, and I will see you guys in the next video.